What's going on, stackers? So in this video I'm going to share with you what I've learned from earning $10,000 plus from one low content book. So, welcome back to Stacking Profit. My name's Paddy and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I've learned from earning $10,000 plus from one low content book. Now, here's my results over the whole account. Would you believe it that I'm now coming up to almost 3 years publishing, and within that 3 years I've earned just over $94,000. If we look just here over the past 6 months, we can see that I've been doing fairly well. Now what I want to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom, round about here, so we can see my bestseller. Here's my best-selling book. I've sold 4,203 units, making $10,296.59 to be precise. Now, what I've gone ahead and done is opened opened this book in a new tab so we can look at all of the stats, and then I've also opened my second bestseller so we can also look at the stats as well. Now let's go over to here. This is the stats for that one book. Now there's a few things I want to cover because if we look just here, it looks like it is practically dead. It looks like it has literally died. So what we're going to do is just go through the stats for my best-selling book just here, and then I'm also going to compare it to my second best-selling book, and I'm going to give you one of the biggest key takeaways that I've learned from earning this $10,000 from one book. Now, like I said, that is 10 grand from one book, which I published back in December 2018. And we can see the stats just here. We can see from December all the way through to December, so that's a whole year. When I first published this book, it did extremely well. We can see that it was slowly starting to take off, and then from July 2019 to December 2019, we can see I had some really good months, and they were all above, apart from this one here, $500. Then, after Christmas, it actually shot down, so we can see a massive drop off in sales. Now this was to be expected because the type of book that this is. The type of book that this is actually a logbook for a certain niche. And that certain niche was doing really well just before Christmas. Christmas been and gone, sales dropped. Then I thought round about here in May 2020, this is where I thought that the book was going to take back off. But then round about here, I believe, is when everything started happening in the world. And because of the niche of this book, this logbook is in a certain niche, but because of everything that's going on in the world, that niche has slowly been getting worse. Now, as we can see just here, what I thought was going to happen was I was going to have a jump in sales just here, and then I thought it was slowly going to start going up again. But again, because of the niche that this is, and because of everything that's going on in the world, it just started to slowly die off. And we can see sales have slowly been decreasing. Then over the last 6 months or so, we can see I'm just getting a handful of sales each and every day. Now, the biggest takeaway that I've learned from this, or the biggest takeaway I can give you, is nothing is guaranteed. Let me say that again. Nothing is guaranteed. Again, we can see all of my sales. I've made $10,000 from this one book, but the majority of that was made back in 2019, as we can see just here. And then through from the middle of 2020, the middle of last year, this book has just been on a decline, and there's nothing that I can do to get it back again, just because of the type of niche that this is. I've also tried running ads on this book with no success, and I've tried changing the price up and down with no success. Again, this book is literally just dying. Now, is there a chance that this book could come back? Of course there is. There's a good chance that this book could come back and start making sales. There's a good chance that this could keep dying off as well. No one really knows. Now, my point to creating this video is you never know which you never know which books of yours are going to pop off. Back in December 2018, I believe this was my second month publishing, and this was one of the first books that I actually had success with. We can see I had great success with this book in 2019, but now, because everything that's going on in the world and everything else, it's just slowly died off, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Again, remember that nothing is guaranteed. Now, if we go back over to my whole account, let's just scroll all the way back up to the top right here. So we can see that I've earned $10,000 from this one book, and that was mainly in 2019. So if we go back to here, we can see 2019 was a really good year for me. Even this year has actually been really good. But 2019, this was my major book that popped off. We can see I made lots of sales. But then it slowly died off. But if we go back, I've still been doing pretty well. Why is that? Because I have a huge, or should I say, I have a diverse library of books. A diverse library of books in lots of different niches. I have colouring books, planners, journals, notebooks, sketchbooks, and lots of other different types of books. Some of my books sell at certain times of year. Other books sell all time. It's just a huge, diverse library of books, and that's what helps me make all of these other sales. Again, I made that $10,000 from one book, but we can see that it is actually dying off. But then, if I pull up my other best-selling book, so this is my best-selling book of all time. This is my second best-selling book of all time. My first book, we can see that I actually created, and it went live in 2018. And this book, this is one of my colouring books, only went live in February. Well, in fact, I actually published the book in January, but it didn't make any sales till February. And we can see from February to October, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In 9 months, this book has gone on to make me $6,794. And again, just within 9 months. But if we go back to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In 9 months of publishing this book, I made about 4 or 5 grand. So this is actually on par with this book in royalties, as we can see. But will this book die off? Who knows? Because the thing is with this book, this is an adult colouring book, which means there's profanity on the cover. Now, if there's profanity on the cover, that means that you can't run ads. So all of these sales just here, 6,794, is all completely organic. Now, because I can't run ads, that means that I can't try and give a boost of sales if the sales slowly drop off. Now, if we go back to this one as well, all of this was practically organic. Right back here, I did try running ads, but I couldn't get really any traction on the ads that I was running, so I completely stopped them. So this 10,000 as well is practically completely all organic. Now, I did try and run ads further down the line, like round about here, but I just couldn't get anything to work, so I just stopped them. But this 10,000 right here is all organic, and this is all organic as well from this, or my second best selling book. Now I'm starting to digress a little bit, so let's just go back to here. The biggest key takeaway that I wanted to share with you is that nothing is guaranteed. You might have a best-selling book doing extremely well, but that's not guaranteed for years to come. We can see just here that this book was doing extremely well. I've made over $10,000, but it has completely died off, as we can see just here. So nothing is guaranteed, especially when it comes to business. There's something that I always say, and I'm going to say it again. With any business that you have, unless it has some type of reoccurring payments, but most businesses that you have, you're always going to have your ups and downs. Nothing is ever smooth sailing. See, if we look just here, one of my lowest months was back here, where it was $1,271. One of my highest months is up here with $8,720. Your business is always going to have its ups and downs. And remember that nothing is guaranteed. I just wanted to share all of this with you because there's a lot of people out there giving misinformation, saying that once you start a business, everything's going to be good. People reckon that your income's always going to be stable, which in fact it's not. It's far from it, especially if you run your own business. But there's a lot of things that come along with running your own business, but they far outweigh having a 9-to-5 job. So again, key takeaway, nothing is guaranteed. You could have a best-selling book do extremely well, and then all of a sudden it does horrendously, and you can't do anything to bring that back. This is just part of running a business. But if we look here, 10,000 made from that one book, slowly dying off. But now I have this book taking off as well. So again, key takeaway, nothing is guaranteed, but just produce good quality books. Good quality books to the best of your ability, and remember to create those books around what people are actually searching for. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy. This has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.